I remember Paris, 1942. The city lived under shadows. Nazi flags were raised, and the occupation felt absolute. We woke each day not knowing who would vanish next. I saw German soldiers march down the boulevards at night, their boots echoing like thunder on the cobblestones. We kept our heads low, praying they wouldn't look our way. I will never forget that sound, a knock on a neighbor's door in the dead of night. We all froze, because we knew someone was about to disappear. But the soldiers weren't the only terror haunting Paris. Behind the smoke of war, another monster waited. They called him Dr. Satan. They said he was a doctor who could help you escape Paris. For a price, Dr. Marcel Petiot promised freedom from the Gestapo. One night, a desperate man came knocking on Rue Le Sueur. He believed this doctor could buy him freedom. The neighbors heard the knock, but they never saw that man again. For Dr. Petiot, every knock was another victim. Dr. Petiot welcomed his visitor with a smile, speaking softly of escape routes, safe houses, and forged papers. His promises sounded convincing: safe passage across borders, a new life far from occupied Paris. But while he spoke of escape, his client's belongings quietly piled up in the rooms upstairs. Every suitcase was a silent witness to people who would never be seen again. Dr. Petiot guided the man through the townhouse, his voice calm, reassuring, as if freedom lay just one floor below. The walls grew colder, the air damp. A faint odor clung to the stairwell, something the visitor could not name. To the desperate, it felt like the first step to freedom. To Petiot, it was the march into his slaughterhouse. The heavy wooden door groaned as it opened, releasing a breath of damp, suffocating air. The man stepped forward hesitantly, eyes adjusting to the gloom. Inside, stone walls glistened with dampness, streaked with mildew. The chamber was lined with strange objects, jars filled with murky liquid, surgical tools arranged neatly on a table, a furnace glowing faintly red in the corner. To the man, it looked like the beginning of a secret passage, the road to safety. But to Dr. Petiot, it was something else entirely, a slaughterhouse carefully disguised as a sanctuary. The furnace flared, flames rising with a sudden roar. Its red glow painted Petiot's face into something otherworldly. Half doctor, half devil, the man was guided to the wooden surgical table in the center of the chamber. Its surface was scarred, its cloth stained. Petiot secured his wrists and ankles with thin leather straps and clamps, not with force, but with the precision of a doctor. The man whimpered, eyes darting to the tools beside him. "Please, doctor." Petiot lifted a scalpel, admiring the blade in the furnace glow. He pressed it flat against the man's throat. Cold steel kissing skin, not cutting, only promising. The pain is only in your mind. Then he turned to the furnace. With a deliberate motion, he opened the vent. Flames roared. The furnace glow reflected in the man's wide, panicked eyes. The fire burning inside him before it consumed him. The man screamed in the chaos. His shadow stretched across the wall, a silhouette writhing like a soul already burning in hell. His body arched in agony until at last, silence. The furnace hummed. The chamber was still. Petiot leaned down to the lifeless body, his voice a whisper. "You were my patient, and I cured you of hope." The chamber smelled of sweat, blood, and fire. Tools lay gleaming on the table. The furnace consumed its offering. Outside, the war kept going on. Explosions shook Paris. Smoke filled the sky. Yet inside this house, Dr. Satan waged his own private war against the desperate souls who trusted him. Petiot remained, breathing slow, his smile faint but unbroken. By morning, neighbors saw only smoke curling from the chimney. To them, it was winter warmth. But to Paris, it was another soul devoured in silence. And to Petiot, it was peace. One night, as Petiot prepared again, a knock thundered at the door. Uniforms waited outside. Whispers had grown too loud. Petiot's smile flickered, then returned, colder than ever. In a crowded courtroom, he sat calmly. Testimonies mounted, photographs horrified. Yet Petiot only smiled and slept, as if the trial itself was entertainment. The world called him a monster. Paris called him Dr. Satan. In 1946, the blade fell. Quick, absolute. But they say his shadow lingers still. In stairwells, in cellars, in the smell of sudden smoke that drifts through the Paris night. And if you ever descend into a chamber where the air grows hot, where silence feels alive, ask yourself, is this safety or the laughter of a smiling doctor?